Welcome back to Going Off Grid My Way. I got a little hedgehog. Had him for a while now. He doesn't do much, he just pretty much buries himself and only comes out at night. So it's rare to see him. Yep, he's just doing his thing. Keeping a close eye on me. Somebody else had him before us and they didn't play with them when they were little. So it's not very friendly. But he's really cool. So we kept him and keep him in a little tank so he's nice and safe and happy, and every once in a while we'll give him a bath and let him out on the floor and run around. The cats seem to like watching him. They don't really mess with him too much just because they've been poked by his quills before. But yeah, we're just working on a few things. Unfortunately, my plan to buy a piece of land and build a home this spring has changed. A lot of things change in life. Sometimes you don't have any control over it. And at this point, we're in the process of looking at a few places to buy on land contract. My debt to income has changed, so I am not able to qualify for the mortgage for that loan or for a building loan. So we're buying a something on a land contract. We haven't exactly closed on anything yet. We have a few places that we're looking at, mainly one in particular. It's a small trailer. I think it's 14 by 60 or something. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's on a half-acre lot. The lot's pretty nice. It's already pretty much cleaned up. It backs up to state land. There's a few hundred acres of state land behind me. It's in a small little neighborhood. From what I can tell, most of them are seasonal people. They come up and camp and whatnot. There are a few regular residents. It's on a dirt road. Unfortunately, it's not, 10 acres like I would like and a brand new house and all that, but it's a roof and 4 walls and some place to stay warm. It is going to need major remodel. The roof has leaks in it. The trailer itself is not level. It's settled quite a bit since it's been placed almost 20 years ago. It's a 96. The outside looks great, and the yard looks good. Like I said, it backs up to state land, so I'm gonna throw a privacy fence up on the sides and part of the front. It has no garage. It's got a half-built shed that's falling apart. It's got a partial fenced-in yard right now. They used to have dogs, I'm assuming, because there's a few dog houses. So yeah, I'm going to put an offer on it here in the next week or so. I just got to come up with the cash to put down because they require a certain amount to put down with an offer. Like I said, it's pretty much going to be a full gut job because of the roof leaking and the floor settling and not being level. I'm going to have to level everything out. I'm going to have to gut most of the interior. Oh, sorry about that. Camera went out of focus. Let's see if I can fix that. Come on. There we go. And yeah, he just kind of buries himself in there. Hardly ever see him. But that's what he likes. He's happy in that, so that's what he gets. It's going out of focus again. But yeah, we're gonna gut it. It's mainly just gonna be the paneling, drywall, the flooring. We're gonna redo most of the flooring where there's any bad spots at all. Looks like somebody took a chainsaw and cut out a hole in the wall and threw a sliding door in because it's not the right size. There's air gaps around it, and they never finished it. So where that is, there's some floor damage from moisture. Like I said, the roof does leak. It's not visible from outside where it's leaking because there is almost a foot of snow on top of it right now. But the signs are all there inside with you know, the yellowing of the paint and everything from the water dripping and drying and dripping and drying. So that's my plan right now. I haven't had much time to do videos because I've been trying to get a place as soon as possible so we can be out of our apartment. Have not been out on the ice since I broke through my last video that I posted about that. We've had some warm weather. It's melted some of the ice and refroze and melted and refroze. We had a 54-degree day the other day, and it's been 30 for the last couple days. I have seen people out on lakes lately with their quads and small pop-up shanties, nothing spectacular, but that's just been within the last day or two. The lake that we're going to be putting that shanty on, I have not seen anybody on there yet, so we're going to wait till I see a few more people out there. More than likely we're going to try and drag it out there without driving the truck out because I can't afford to lose the truck through the ice. So we're going to do what we can, and we hope we don't lose any of you guys to because we haven't posted anything. It's like I said, we just got a lot going on with the holidays and trying to find a place since we're no longer going to be able to build a place. What else? We're going to probably be posting a lot of videos of gutting and fixing up and all of that of the trailer. I'm possibly thinking about adding a small addition on each end to add a couple more rooms just to make it a little bit bigger. I figure if I'm going to have to tear the roof off and redo it all, I might as well just redo it all and do it right and do it the way I want. So it did have a wood fireplace or a wood stove in there at one point, or a pellet burner, something like along those lines, because there's a pipe sitting there and it's definitely been used because it's full of creosote and has not been cleaned. So I will be hooking up my wood stove at one point or another before we move in. It's got bricks that they had put in, and they laid them right on top of the carpet and did a crappy job of grouting it together because it's all broken up. So it's all gonna have to be tore out and redone before I can put the stove in. We're gonna be adding insulation, probably replacing windows. Like I said, we're gonna be replacing parts of the flooring. The kitchen is probably gonna be a full gut job. We're gonna try and save the cabinets. We're just gonna rearrange everything. New countertops, new lighting, probably install some fans. We're not going to be off-grid, unfortunately. It does have a well and a septic. It does have propane hookups, but I'm probably not going to be using the propane for a while because, one, there's no appliances and I don't have any at the moment. Two, the furnace that is there has been brutally messed with. All the wiring is shot. Somebody had hooked up just a regular plug wire to like the blower fan because something went wrong with it. I'm sure it's the original furnace that came in the trailer from 20 years ago. So I'm not even going to attempt to use that. I have a small camp stove. We have some electric cooking things, crock pot and skillet and stuff like that, so we're not too concerned. I do have my deep freezer to keep stuff cold until we buy new appliances, but like I said, that's all going to be in time. We're going to start on one end of the house after it's leveled and just work our way across as the time and the money works. As far as outside, like I said, we're going to put a privacy fence up on the two sides and part of the back, part of the front. It'll be a short one in the back so we can still enjoy the woods. but I don't want to enjoy the neighbors, so I'm going to put a privacy fence up. Probably have one across the front yard too. It is kind of landscaped from what I can tell. Like I said, there is a foot of snow out there, so there's not a whole lot of telling what's there. I do want to build a garage or a pole barn of some sorts at one point, and that way I can empty my storage units and put everything there and have it all there, cut some cost here and there, and just make life easier. There is a partially fenced in area in the back. Like I said, possibly had dogs. There are a couple dog houses. We're going to reuse that fencing and T-post, along with, I have 3 rolls of fencing and probably 3 dozen T-posts that I pulled out of the garbage. The rolls of fencing were still wrapped. They're brand new. Most of the T-posts have never been used. There's a couple that were used and a little bit bent up, but I can straighten those out and we can still use them. We will definitely be having animals there. We are going to be in an unrestricted area, so we can have animals. We're outside the city limits, and the township that we'll be in doesn't have restrictions about chickens and ducks and all that. Possibly pigs and goats too at one point. And like I said, it all depends on, you know, the money and the time, and we will still be working. She's looking for a new job because this is 20 more minutes farther from our job, which would make me have a 45 minutes to an hour drive, and she would have almost an hour and a half. So she's looking for a new job closer. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, we've just been chugging along here, trying to make things work, figure everything out. Like I said, plans change. You know, nothing in life is certain. You have to be prepared to change with life. I'm going to have to set my plans on hold for a while until my situation straightens up, but I'm still going to try to be as off-grid as possible. We have currently shut our cable and electric off, or cable and internet off, so we've disconnected that. We'll have to run off of propane partially, but like I said, we will be using the wood stove as much as possible. We will be connected to the electric grid for the near future while we do construction and get everything set up. Eventually, once the house is done, we will continue to finish buying the rest of the things we need for the solar hookup. Like I said, we do have a few panels already, and a few of the other few of the other necessities. And as time and money allows, we will gather the rest and eventually be completely off the grid. As far as hooked up to any city utilities or anything like that, the house doesn't have any gutters on it. I'm not going to hook those up, or I'm not going to put any on there until the roof has been redone and any additions or anything is all done. We will start doing rain collection as soon as that is set up. We will be putting in a very large garden, possibly a pond, and maybe even a pool. Like I said, I don't know. It all depends on the situation. I didn't have a chance to look at the well or anything because there's a foot of snow and we can't find it. It's not marked, and the seller doesn't know where it would be. As far as the septic system goes, I'm not sure where that is. I have a good idea, but not 100% sure. So I can't do anything until I figure those things out. But that's where everything stands as of right now. I am packing. I would say 80% of the apartment is packed up and ready to go. We're going to try and be out of here by end of January, early February. I am breaking a lease, but they are letting me out of it without anything owed. They will keep my security deposit, but in relation to paying 5 more months of rent here versus my a month and a half worth of rent security deposit, I'll take and let them have the security deposit because it's a lot cheaper for me. This new place, my rent will be a sixth of what I'm paying now, so, and it'll be mine. And everybody likes to have their own. In the last year and a half, 2 years, I've probably spent close to what I'm going to pay for this place in rent alone. That's not utilities, that's just rent. So instead of paying somebody else and making their pockets bigger, I'm going to pay for my own and keep it in the end. Like I said, we're going to cut costs everywhere we can, get this place just finished as soon as possible. And I hope you guys all stay along and watch the journey we're about to embark on. And I'm sure I'll have questions. I don't know everything. I've done construction many years, but I still don't know everything. I don't have the tools to do everything, but I have most of it. I'm sure I'll have questions for you people, and I hope you'll have some answers for me. I'm sure the trolls are going to have a hoot with this. So comment, subscribe, and like. Let me know what you think. And I'll post as often as I can. Like I said, we're getting ready to finish packing everything and move, so I don't know how often we'll be able to post. I only can post using my camera on my desktop, and we're not going to have internet or cell service for that matter, because where we're at, there's no cell service. So I will have to borrow a laptop or buy a laptop and go into McDonald's and use their internet to upload, which will probably take a while. So like I said, I'll post as often as I can, and I hope you guys stay along with me. Alright, well, that's going off grid my way. As you can see, the hedgehog buried himself and went to sleep. So I'm gonna get some dinner, and I'm gonna get ready to end my day. So have a good one. Thanks and good luck.